Hello everybody, I'm attorney Nathan Hauser and I'm a certified specialist in workers' compensation by the State Bar of California. In this video, I want to talk about workers' compensation trials and what a workers' compensation judge has the power to do and what they do not have the power to do at a trial. Please keep in mind that this is a very general explanation and that the issues presented to a workers' compensation judge are unique in every case. Generally speaking, if your case goes to a trial, a judge will be able to determine which body parts or body conditions were injured by the work injury, which body parts or body conditions will be awarded lifetime medical care, and the percentage of permanent disability that the injured worker has suffered based on medical reports in the case. It is very, very important that the injured worker understand that the workers' compensation judge does not simply have the power to decide that an injured worker must be paid a certain amount of money just because the judge thinks that is a fair amount of money to pay the injured worker for his or her injuries. Generally speaking, a judge can only decide what body parts or body conditions were injured by the work injury, which body parts or body conditions will be awarded lifetime medical care, and the percentage of permanent disability that the injured worker has suffered based on medical reports in the case. And that amount is calculated to the last cent based on what is called a permanent disability rating. As of 2023, a permanent disability award is paid to the injured worker every 2 weeks, usually in the amount of $580 until the dollar value of the permanent disability is paid in full minus attorney's fees. Unfortunately, in workers' compensation, there is no jury who decides that a certain amount of money must be paid to the injured worker. And again, a workers' compensation judge does not have the power to decide that a certain dollar amount must be paid to the injured worker just because the judge thinks that is a fair amount of money for the injuries. A judge must order benefits based on medical reports in the case. Cases will usually be set for trial when there have been reports from different doctors in the case, and those doctors disagree about the level of permanent disability resulting from the work injury, or they disagree about the different body parts or body conditions that were injured. When disputes occur about the level of permanent disability suffered, or which body parts or body conditions were injured in the work injury, the injured worker and the insurance company will submit medical reports to the court, and the judge will decide which medical reports are more substantial. When that occurs, the judge will order benefits consistent with that doctor's reporting. To illustrate this point, I'll provide the following example. Let's say that an injured worker's primary treating doctor in the case has assigned a 13% permanent disability for the low back. The insurance company requested a second opinion from a PQME or a state doctor, and that doctor determined that the injured worker has a 5% permanent disability for the low back. In that example, the judge would only have the power to decide which doctor's reporting is more substantial, and the insurance company would then be ordered to pay permanent disability benefits based on that report, and the judge would order future medical care for the low back. A judge in that example cannot simply decide that the injured worker should be paid $20,000 or $100,000 for future medical treatment. The judge would only be able to award the right to lifetime medical care for the injured worker's low back and the permanent disability percentage owed to the injured worker. In order to receive a lump sum payment, the injured worker's attorney and the insurance company must come to an agreement about the level of permanent disability and the corresponding dollar value and the approximate costs of future medical care for the work injuries. If you have questions about your work injury or workers' compensation benefits, please call the number on the screen and we'll be happy to give you a consultation of your case completely free. Once again, I'm attorney Nathan Hauser and we hope to hear from you soon.